We begin our look at sports with the streaking New York Football Giants. Yes, Big Blue, can you believe it? The winds of change are blowing in the NFC East, and with it, the balance of power. A dramatic shift occurred in Week 10, and it may only be the beginning of what's to come. The NFC East is arguably the worst division in football. That is allowing the Giants to hang around in the playoff picture following their second straight win, a 27-17 victory over rival Philadelphia Sunday. The Giants end a 4-year, 8-game losing streak against the Eagles and did so in their most important game since 2016. A loss would have essentially ended the season for New York. Instead, they look golden, and new head coach Joe Judge looks like the team's long-term answer. Big Blue is now beating down the door at the top of the division and should come back from their bye week anxious and ready to go.
We hoped early on that we could develop a tough culture without knowing these players early on, and I've seen that with our guys. You know, our guys it's a team full of very resilient guys, very mentally tough guys. I've seen these guys come to work week in and week out. You know, no matter what the noise on the outside was, they come in focused, they come in determined, and they play together. And I've seen a group of guys moving in the same direction, make a lot of improvement. I'm proud of how they practice. I'm proud of how it's showing up on tape in games, and I think that transfers directly in how we practice to how we play.
Meantime, the Jets are coming off their bye week. Gang Green remains 0-9 and in search of their first win. They'll try to secure number 1 this Sunday in Los Angeles when they face the Chargers. That's a 4:05 p.m. kickoff. Gang Green will have to do so without starting quarterback Sam Darnold. It keeps getting worse for Darnold and the winless Jets. With his right shoulder still ailing, Darnold won't play against the Chargers the 4th time in 6 games. He will sit out in favor of backup Joe Flacco. Here's the latest from the Jets.
You know, having the 3 receivers back, I'm sure was nice for him because he'd stretch the ball down the field. You know, which Joe obviously has a good arm and can put the ball down the field accurately.
What a weekend this past weekend for the champions of motorsport. Move over, Michael Schumacher. You have company atop the Formula One all-time list. Lewis Hamilton has become accustomed to making history, and in a rain-soaked Turkish Grand Prix, the Englishman put his name in the record books once again, as he equals Schumacher's record of 7 world titles. To win F1's Drivers' Championship, the Mercedes driver needed to finish ahead of teammate Valtteri Bottas, and did so with ease in often treacherous conditions. In doing so, he secures a 4th successive title by winning the race after starting 6th. In MotoGP, Joan Mir is the quickest champ since the last American to win it all, Nicky Hayden. The 23-year-old Spanish youngster took motorcycle's biggest prize in only his 5th Grand Prix season, a season where Mir had to beat COVID-19 as well as his rivals. Wow, 23 years old. The 2020 MotoGP Championship has been the most topsy-turvy in history, with 9 different winners from 13 races. Mir's secret? Well, consistency, stacking up the points aboard his Suzuki GSX-R while his rivals were up one weekend and down the next. Stateside, NASCAR has 2 new champions too. Austin Cindric won the 2020 Xfinity Series title after he went from 3rd to 1st over the final 2 laps of last Saturday's race at Phoenix Raceway. Cindric was leading the race with 5 laps to go when Chase Briscoe spun because of a flat tire. Cindric had a set of fresh tires in the pits, so his team decided that a pit stop was a good choice. That meant that he restarted 3rd. He got ahead on the restart and into 1st on the final lap to win his 6th race of the season. Here's more with Cindric.
Overall, yeah, a lot's happened in a short amount of time in my career, and I probably never would have told you 10 years ago that I'd be winning races for Roger Penske at this level. As a 22-year-old, I would have firmly told you that that's crazy.
Saturday's finale was the 2nd consecutive NASCAR title race that was decided via a late race restart. Sunday, Chase Elliott followed in his father's footsteps in the Cup Series. He won the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series championship with a first-place finish at Phoenix Raceway, the same day that Hamilton and Mir are crowned champs in their respective series. Elliott only needed to finish ahead of the other Championship 4 drivers to claim the title. His teammate, 7-time champ Jimmie Johnson, finished 5th in his last race as a full-time Cup Series driver before moving to IndyCar next year.
To win 9 races is a big deal. So, the championship didn't work out. But that's part of it. You can't worry about that. Just proud to have won 9 races and to be aligned with such a great race team.
Historic weekend indeed. How about some history in baseball? Kim Ng started her Major League Baseball career as an intern, and 3 decades later, she's still shattering ceilings. She is the new general manager of the Miami Marlins. Ng is the first female GM in baseball history. She spent 4 years with the New York Yankees when their star shortstop was Derek Jeter, now the Marlins CEO. By reaching out to her regarding the Miami job, she says, Jeter showed fearlessness. Ng has 3 World Series rings, all with the Bronx Bombers. Speaking of hardware in baseball, Chicago White Sox first baseman Jose Abreu is the American League Most Valuable Player after helping power the team to its first playoff berth in 12 years. The 33-year-old slugger received 21 of 30 first-place votes. Freddie Freeman easily won the National League MVP award, topping off a trying year that saw him become so ill with COVID-19 that he prayed, "Please don't take me." He received 28 of the 30 first-place votes in balloting by members of the Baseball Writers Association of America. In other news, we say goodbye to a local legend. Willie Negron, a longtime youth coach and someone who worked in basketball operations for the PSAL, passed away. He was a regular at local youth games from AAU to high school to college. He was also known here in the Bronx for starting the semi-pro team, the New York Lightning, and for his youth squad, the Willie Howie All-Stars. Rest in peace, Willie. You will be missed. We also say goodbye to 2 other notable sportsmen. R.I.P. to Green Bay Packers and NFL Hall of Famer Paul Hornung. The football legend died in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky at 84 after a long battle with dementia. The former Heisman winner by way of Notre Dame becomes the second starter from Super Bowls I and II to pass away in the last 2 weeks. And although he didn't play sports professionally, this LA Laker and LA Dodgers superfan made trivia an event nightly. The quick-witted Alex Trebek died at the age of 80 after a battle with cancer that drew legions of fans to rally around him. He hosted Jeopardy for a record-setting 37 years. Authoritative, unflappable, and with his impeccable diction, I can't see Jeopardy without him. Thankfully, I can see a whole new world on the horizon. We hit the C-list for more. Change is finally coming, folks. The world has taken its lumps in 2020, but I like to think we are on the brink of serious progress. We have history in the White House, our first female vice president. Congrats to Kamala Harris. Regardless of where you stand politically, it's pretty crazy to think there's never been a woman VP or president. And as Harris says, she may be the first, but she won't be the last. The same with Kim Ng in baseball, the first female general manager. How could that take so long? There are no female GMs in the other 3 major professional sports in the U.S. either. But change is coming, little by little. Fox Sports announced Monday that veteran NASCAR reporter Jamie Little will move to the broadcast booth to call play-by-play for the ARCA Series in 2021. She becomes the first woman named as the television voice of a national motorsports series. Next season will be Little's 20th year in broadcasting, and her newest assignment will continue a long list of firsts for her and for women in sports. We'll even see our first female 007 of the James Bond film series this coming year, a woman, and a woman of color, 007. Been a pretty amazing couple of weeks in this regard. And in Lewis Hamilton, the only black driver in F1 history, maybe, just maybe, the greatest racing driver of all time. And yeah, I think it's safe to say we are seeing progress had on many levels in sports and in life. This, coupled with the news that a COVID-19 vaccine is likely on the way very soon. Here's to hoping this holiday season for so many things to be thankful for, including the prospects of a much better world in 2021. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.